Hello, welcome to the very first lesson in this series called Molding Music, a Beginner's Guide to Composition. This is a course designed for students with little or no experience in music. Here you will learn how to shape music like a sculptor molds clay. You will learn quickly and intuitively through a Google website called Songmaker. By the end of this 6-lesson course, you will have 4 measures of completely notated music that is ready for a musician to learn and play. Alrighty, let's get started. First, pull up a browser. I recommend Google Chrome since it is one of Google's websites that we are using. Songmaker is a website that is designed by Google. The program will work on other browsers. For example, I tried this on Microsoft Edge and it works there, but there may be slight differences using different types of browsers. For example, there were a few settings, a few options in Google that Microsoft Edge did not have when I tried it. They weren't settings that I would need for this class, but we are still less likely to run into problems if we are both using the same browser. So I recommend Google Chrome. If you don't have Google Chrome or whatever as a browser, don't worry about it. I don't predict any issues there, but if you do have Google Chrome, it might be just more safe to do that. Now look at your handout and look where it says search. It will say search musiclab.chromeexperiments.com. I have that written down on your handout so that you can have quick and easy access to that. It's kind of a long URL to type in, and it's easy to forget, so I have that there, so it will serve as a reference. So what you will need to do is type that into the URL tab at the top of your screen, or you should be able to do simply search Songmaker in the search bar and get the same result. If you do this search, look for the URL that I showed you earlier, so the musiclab.chromeexperiments.com. It should be the first one that appears in your search results, but really that just depends on what algorithm Google decides to use that day. So go ahead and pause this YouTube video, minimize it, pull up your browser, and type in the URL as I mentioned earlier, or you can do your search and then pull up this video again, and we will continue after you do that. Okay, now I am going to hit enter, and that will pull up the website. If you type the URL, this page will appear. If you pull up the website through the search engine, it'll go straight to the program that we will use. However, since I used the URL, this is the page that I get, and it shows several different programs that is incorporated within MusicLab Chrome Experiments. The one we will use is, of course, the one that says Songmaker. You can take a look at the other ones that are on this page on your own time. A lot of them are very helpful, but let's go ahead and open up Songmaker and get started with it. This is what Songmaker looks like. There may or may not be these two icons right here that say MIDI and mic. I have my MIDI keyboard and a microphone plugged in, so these icons automatically appear. They may or may not be on yours depending on if your computer has that option, and it also may depend on your browser, but it is not important since we won't be using these functions within the course of these lessons. Let's start with this icon that says Settings. go ahead and pause and minimize this video and go to Songmaker and click on this icon and continue this video after you do that. After you click this icon, it will take you to a page that gives you several options. The left-hand side has to do with timing, and the right side here has to do with pitch. That is how high or how low sounds are. We will talk more about the left-hand side within this course, but the right-hand side will really require more music theory knowledge that is really beyond this course. But we will talk about this one here at the bottom called range within this course, but the other two I would save for when you are a little bit more experienced with music. For now, I want us to keep these presets. Double check to make sure that your presets are the same as this. It should be, but it may not. If the presets aren't as shown, you can change them by pressing the minus or plus signs here, like so, or over on the right side by pressing the arrows like so. The length should be 4 bars. Under beats per minute, under beats per bar, there should be 4. Under where it says split beats into, it should be 2. Scale should be major. It should start on C major, or middle C, and the range should be 2 octaves. Once all of these settings are as shown here, we will click the check mark. If you look at your handout, it should show you the exact presets that I have described. Go ahead and pause and minimize this video and make sure that the presets are the same, and then click the check mark and continue the video after you do that. After clicking the check mark, that should bring us back to the main Songmaker window. If you notice, there is a grid here that looks like a graph paper. The x-axis going from left to right represents time. The y-axis going from top to bottom would represent pitch, meaning how high or how low a sound is. For example, if I click a box that is lower on the page, like this, we will get a relatively low sound, like so. If I click on a box that is higher on the page, we get a relatively high pitch. If we click boxes close together, going left to right, we are going to get notes that are faster, like this. If we click boxes that are far apart from left to right, we will get notes that are relatively slow, like this.